Psych!
Oh, a beautiful move to free himself against Wes Matthews. That's see you later.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man.
This is one of the greatest crossovers in NBA history. But it only makes it to level 1 of our list, because the crosses that are coming up are nothing short of unbelievable. From stepping over a player, to staring down your opponent on the floor, to literally injuring someone's ankle.
Oh my goodness, he broke his ankle.
These crossovers only get more insane as we progress. So let's start with Stephen Curry. Because he's probably the NBA's best shooter, people often forget that Curry has some of the slickest handles in the game. He's not necessarily the quickest player, but is so smooth with the ball that he often catches defenders overplaying him. And in this case, Steph put Gary Neal in Popovic's doghouse.
Remaining in the first, between the legs, spin around, crossover, and now the sweetest jumper in the league.
And in the next one, Luke Ridnour faceplants trying to guard Russell Westbrook. Minnesota fans will contend Ridnour stepped on someone's foot. I'll say he got caught up in Westbrook's tornado and then tangled his feet up. That was a pretty violent fall too. In any case, Westbrook's cross was a bit too fast for him.
Works the clock down, now under 7. Russell, what a move to shed the defense, and he scored!
You know, sometimes we just feel tired for no reason and try to figure out why. In the end, our body tells us that it's time to go to bed, but in our next clip, Dwyane Wade's opponent didn't choose to do so, because after D Wade finished his crossover, Langston Galloway got put to sleep. We know that this guy has some dribbles and is fast as hell, but come on man, you didn't have to treat him that way. Just look at it.
Cross has been erratic. Wade trying to get on the books. Again, vintage Dwyane Wade there.
So you better subscribe, because otherwise D Wade comes knocking at your door and crosses his way in without your permission. But now we have to move on, because in the next one, Deron Williams turns Tony Douglas all the way around. The way he leans into it, the way he puts his whole body into it, that's nothing short of beautiful. On the other hand, Tony Douglas looks like he needs some directions, because my man didn't know which basket he had to attack for a second. But do you remember that time when Steve Nash showed the league what he could do? I mean, he was pretty skinny and rather small. He even won the MVP with only 15.5 points per game on average. But he surely had some handles. And sometimes he showed the big man how it's done. Just like in this one, because Steve makes his opponent regret guarding him so close. Now these crossovers only get more incredible as we talk about players like Kevin Durant. This guy is 6'11" and should normally be slow, or at least not outstanding at ball handling. But times and times again, KD proved us wrong. And it's what makes him so dangerous. Despite his height, he can absolutely cook his enemies with dribbles. Just like in this clip, because here he breaks Sasha Pavlovic's ankles. Damn, it looked like Pavlovic was doing some kind of Kazachok. But I don't know if he was in the mood for dancing. Now you better keep on watching, because in our next one, Michael Jordan puts Brian Russell on a pogo stick. When someone is called the GOAT, it doesn't just mean that he is able to shoot or to defend. Nah, MJ has more weapons in his arsenal. And one of them is his ball handling. He never gets much credit for his dribbling skills, but this clip is one of the reasons why you should be aware of it. But just because Jordan breaks ankles doesn't mean that he can't be crossed. There is another player who deserved a very high spot on our list, and that is Allen Iverson. This guy was known for his style, his quotes, and his abilities with a ball in hand. So while we're gonna see him again at an even higher level, for this clip he completely outplayed Michael Jordan. Air Jordan was literally catching air. And while AI hit a crossover on one person, Jason Kidd crossed 2 players in one single play. Ron Harper and Scottie Pippen might be 2 of the best defenders of the modern era, but they're used to getting cracked. Damon Stoudemire once put Harper on his butt, and Kobe often sent Pippen out of the picture. In this one, Kidd's move took the both of them out. I think we might have to call an ambulance after this one, but not for Jason Kidd.
But not for me!
Our next spot belongs to Jamal Crawford. Some might even call this guy the king of crossovers. He surely put many guys to the floor with his insane dribbling, but doing so to an NBA legend like Ray Allen? That's another level. Just look at a clip and let it do the talking. Classic YouTube comment on this video: "This was so nasty I switched to porn when my mom came in." That's the only way to describe it. Crawford is known for his shake and bake, but this might be the best move of his career. Jesus just collapsed on the final crossover, unable to keep up. This was also the only move on the list that didn't technically follow the rules here, but I don't think he will really care. In our next play, Derrick Rose completely destroys Andre Miller. I'm surprised Miller could even move fast enough to get himself on his ass. This is the absolute most embarrassing kind of fall. Sometimes you can joke about it, other times you can try to say you stepped on a guy's foot or you were pushed. Not this time. Miller was on an island. Rose set him up, then Miller dropped. And yes, it ended in a bucket. I'm counting gold hands. Alright friends, we have almost made it to level 100. So if you enjoyed this video so far, make sure to like and subscribe. But now we have to talk about Jordan Clarkson, because he put a man on skates. Just look at him. Did somebody mop the floor here? No? Oh shit, I think his defender had to change into dry clothes after that one. But sometimes your sins come hunting you down. And that's what also happened to Clarkson. While he is lethal with a ball in his hands, he can also be brought to the ground. So in our next one, Jordan Poole absolutely cooks him.
Oh, Poole had Clarkson fall down and then hit the three.
I think Clarkson should visit a doctor after this one. Did you see the look on his face?
Hell no, man.
Alright, we have 2 more to go. And at this point, it seems like it can't get any better than this, right? Well, I believe it can. Just watch KD making his opponent do the splits.
The fake. The second. Oh! Ankle breaker!
Damn, that should be counted as murder. But seriously, if you think of the nastiest crossover in NBA history, what comes to your mind? Write a comment if you like. For this list, I chose Stephen Curry because in the following play, he let the 3 times Defensive Player of the Year dance like a ballerina. Don't believe me? Just watch this clip.
Game 1, Western Conference semifinals. As Curry does his magic, gets by Gobert and scores. With that Curry flair. Oh my. Rudy was outside of his comfort level.
Rudy Gobert didn't look so confident after this one. So this is what a level 100 crossover looks like to me. I know that there are many more astonishing crossovers which are as good or even better than the ones in the video. But unfortunately, this is too much for my brain to handle. So if you now want to see how Anthony Davis crossed his opponents when he was a teenager, make sure to check out this video. Seriously, since AD was only 6 feet tall in high school, he played point guard and had insane ball handling. Just click the video because this one is over. I'll see you there.